Okay, hear me out. Welcome to Pokemon Go Radio episode 100.
We've already done 100. What are you
No,
talking about?
it's a remake. We're going to redo episode 100
How could that does why would we do that? That doesn't make any sense.
because people will pay for content that they used to like.
And they'll just buy it. They'll buy it even though they already experienced it the first time?
Yeah, you just slap the word remake on it and people will be all down for it. It's called Nostalgia Nar. You package and sell it.
Oh my god, you're a genius. We got to get in on this. We got to say like remake Pokemon episode 100. Brr, brr, brr. Just slap a new coat of paint on it and get all that money.
And that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
You think people will get mad at us if we don't innovate or do something kind of like new? I mean, what do you think they're gonna...
It's a valid criticism. Hear me out though. Pokemon Go Radio Legends.
Episode 231 of Pokemon Go Radio, the place where everything Pokemon Go. My name is Papa Narwhals, aka Nar, and I am joined by the 90s child, the nostalgic, the retrospective, seldom introspective, Salt. What's up, Salt?
I'm very introspective.
Disagree, but maybe you are. You're just bad at it? That could be a thing. How you doing?
What's going on, everybody? This is Salt, capital S-A-L-T, and this is a place where we talk tips, tricks, and provide that sense of community out there for everybody who loves this game just as much as we do. Don't worry, folks. Oh, what? Sorry, I thought I had the soundboard back.
I don't know why that was so funny to me, but watching you, that look of disappointment in your face. What sound effect were you trying to employ?
I was trying to play the party horn.
Oh,
I'm just going to play sad.
It's unfortunate that you only have access to one sound effect, and it's just the Hulk piano music, Bruce Banner walking on down the road. But big week this week. We were joking about it up top. I'll just say we're gonna talk all about Gen 4, Arceus, and all this crazy stuff. But just to clear the air, I am very excited about it. I'm really, really hyped that we're finally getting a Gen 4 remake. So just put down your tweets, put down your emails. I am happy about this one. So
I am 50% happy.
Well, we'll discuss it. We'll debate it, and I'll tell you why it's okay. Salt, before we get to that, and before we get to just a deluge of news, Matt was working overtime. We might have to pay him workers' comp for this carpal tunnel. How was your week this week?
It was pretty busy. I've had like one of the busiest weeks I've had at work in a long time.
Boo.
So I did not get a lot of Pokemon in this week. But hopefully this weekend I'm going to go out in here in a second. Going to do some stuff too. We've been cleaning up. Been very much nesting. I built what did I build yesterday? A dresser. I got to build a rocker today. Just getting everything ready.
Build, do you mean a symbol?
A symbol, yeah.
That's offensive to my religion, so you got to be very careful about this. You had an Allen key and some patience is what you had.
This guy.
Okay. What the hell were you using that thing for?
You know, like the back when you're assembling furniture, you got to put all the screws in around the sides.
Oh, God, do you not have a proper drill? That's a wristy-twisty tool you got right there. YouTube plug, what's he holding? Who knows?
Wristy-twisty?
If you drill into hard material, so what he's holding is a corded drill, guys. And if you drill into some hard material, like with a big bit, and it catches just right, it won't break your wrist, but it will twist your wrists real good.
Okay, well, if you just pull the trigger down really softly,
yeah,
it'll put tiny screws.
We need to get you a proper drill. This is ridiculous. You got to get on that. I have a
cordless, but I just don't like it.
Oh, is it one of those little cheapo Black and Decker ones?
Exactly,
yeah, you don't want that. You need a Ryobi at the minimum. Oh, Pokemon, you say? Well, I got a lot of it for both of us this week, Salt. I did a lot of fun stuff. Little baby Growlithe, my second son, has just turned 2 months and has decided that he is comfortable sleeping for 6 hours at a time on a semi-regular basis. And so this has returned some normalcy to my life, so I've been able to play some Pokemon Go. Went hard last week, got to play a little bit more this week, did the raid hour on Wednesday. It was just a good week of some Pokemoning. So maybe where you are waning, I am waxing.
No. Are we the moon then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I
don't want to be the moon.
You know how I try not to be a jerk on the internet.
Also, apologize if you guys can hear my wife blow drying my dog in the other room.
Can I hear? No, I can't. I wish I could. I was going to ask why, but there's only one reason to blow dry a dog. Because you're going to eat it. The thing I was going to say is,
It's how you air fry. We call that the Mississippi air fry.
I was thinking about talking about the moon. I saw somebody on Facebook, which is just the worst. Someone posted
on Facebook
because of the woodworking club. That's the only reason why I still have it. It's good for woodworking. Obviously, we don't do any Pokemon Go radio stuff on there. Honestly, I don't even know why we plug it. But on some random person, like those little pre-made dumb things that people share on Facebook, someone was like, "It's okay," something about like you're the moon and it's the sun, and it's okay because you both shine with your own light. And
that's not how that's worked.
I was just like, oh no, this is the worst, because really, if you're thinking about this as a metaphor for self-worth, the moon is just reflecting the sun's light. It has no light of its own. This is so much sadder. And then I thought I could point that out, but then I thought I don't care that much. And don't be a jerk, So I'll just stick to reminding people that elections aren't rigged and COVID vaccines aren't filled with microchips. That's primarily what I do to the members of our family on Facebook. It's just it's a wonderful place.
We need that to track people.
Mm-hmm. Checks out.
They typed on their smartphones.
Yeah, it's real cool. You want to dive into the news this week?
No, you got to tell me a little bit about Phanpy.
Oh, yeah, Phanpy. People don't know this, but Phanpy was inspired. This is episode 231, and the Pokedex number is Phanpy. Phanpy was actually inspired by Dumbo, except this time, a little bit of a twist, killed his own mom. Yeah, it's dark. It's dark. Yeah. This is the Tim Burton version. Did you see it?
I did not know.
Okay, well, then you can't tell me that didn't happen, so.
Is Danny DeVito the mom?
Maybe.
Look, the actual Dex entry is, you want to take a shot at what Phanpy is?
Elephant Pokemon?
No, it's the long-nosed Pokemon.
Okay, that's just ridiculous.
Elephant wasn't even taken. Donphan's not even the elephant Pokemon.
What the hell is going on? I don't.
It's the long-nosed Pokemon. For its nest, Phanpy digs a vertical pit in the ground at the edge of a river. It marks the area around its nest with its trunk to let others know that the area has been claimed.
Cool.
It's weird.
That is weird. Why is it near a river? It's weak to water.
I don't know.
Who writes those things? That'd be a fun job. Let's dive into the news. So we have a laundry list of stuff that's going to happen. We're going to talk a little bit about,
Let's all
what's
share
coming
this
up.
Egg hatching together.
Okay. It's just a 2K egg, so nothing exciting here.
Oh,
don't say what it is. Oh, no. I was going to say, you'll have to check out the YouTube video to find out what it is. Because, Salt, now, because of you uploading these on a semi-consistent basis, the YouTube numbers are no longer, like, tragically embarrassing in terms of the numbers of people that are watching them. It's like, yes, it's still, it's a few hundred people, and that's a tiny fraction of the number of the people that listen to the podcast. But now I don't feel like it's maybe. However many people you think listen to the show, it's either a lot less or a lot more. I can guarantee you that. But I am no longer sensing shame when I see 230 people watched a YouTube video. I'm like, okay, that's fine. If it stays that's good, So that's a plug.
I was going to say, I don't gain my self-worth off of that. And if it makes a couple people happy, then I'll keep doing it.
La-di-da for you.
La-di-da.
People can see our dumb face. I was going to say your dumb face, but let's be honest. There's really glass houses there.
And now I feel like I have to get somewhat presentable for the show. Like we both changed shirts for this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hair's, not great.
It's not.
But at least I don't have to brush my teeth for this.
I do have coffee breath. Let's talk about Pokemon, Salt, because we got
coffee breath.
Double Pikachu candy. I actually did do this Taco Tuesday. I caught a lot of Pikachu. Did you get a chance to do it? Were you interested at all in the Pikachu catch?
Not really. Tuesday I worked pretty late, but I'm glad that I'm just missing out on the Pikachu catching.
What I did go hard on was the Legendary Hour, and even though it's the first Legendaries, the Birds plus Mewtwo last Wednesday, I saw a lot of activity in the Discord and my own group me, for the local stuff. People really like these Pokemon a lot, and people were after them. So a lot of bumping activity there, and I'm glad they're sticking around for just a scooch longer, because these are fun.
We got the March Taco Tuesday hours. I'm just gonna, let's just go through them, and you stop me if you got something to say. So it's coming up. If you guys are listening to this, this always freaks me out because it's February 28th today, but tomorrow is not going to be February 29th. But in my heart, I know that March 1st is February 29th. Anywho, you've got Krabby coming out Tuesday, and that's transfer candy. Always a good thing to go through your box. Go ahead and tag
I need
transfers. Just
that
make sure you're doing it.
for the aforementioned Mewtwo. I've got a stockpile of Mewtwo that are just hanging out waiting for double transfer candy. So I'm glad we don't have to wait long for that.
Yep. Then we've got 9 March Drowsy bonus XP
Good.
for evolution.
This is a good one.
I'm all about a Drowsy. We need some PvP Hypnos. Not going to be Shadow, obviously, but still pretty great. Great shiny, good moveset.
That's the big one here. It's like the trifecta of, well, I guess it's just a dufecta. It's a Dua Lipa of events here, because you got
people ask her all the time what her real name is.
I saw that Wired interview. She's like, it's Albanian or whatever. It's just my name. The Drowsy, you're gonna get the Hypno PvP IVs, but so you're kind of checking for two things. If it's just a shiny grind, you're probably gonna leave disappointed. But there's double the chance that you're going to get something good here, because you do want those really good. I don't have a really good PvP IV Hypno, and considering that's absolutely one you want to unlock a secondary charge move on, you're going to be investing a lot of dust, so you really want to get a good one. This is your chance to go hard. Pepto-Bismol Drowsy also clutch, so really happy about that one.
You got March 16th, Voltorb Stardust bonus. 2 big reasons to play there. Don't have shiny Voltorb, and about that dust.
Same season.
Dust. And then we've got 23rd Sunskirt and Catch XP. That one's kind of the most meh of the ones so far.
Disagree. Coming up is the most meh, but I really want this Catch XP. Now that I'm on this actual level grind and I'm taking it seriously, I really want to get that Catch XP. You time that with the Lucky Egg and a excellent throw. I mean, you're talking thousands of XP a pop. That really, really, really adds up when you're on that grind, especially if you can go for the whole hour. I don't offhand know for sure what the circle on Sunskirt looks like. Sunskirt. I think it's pretty small, though. Those excellent throws might be challenging.
And then the last one of March, we got Slugma with Catch Candy.
Why was this one the Catch Candy? Honestly, that's the worst one to have Catch Candy with, because you're like, I don't want this Pokemon.
Max, who's gonna
max out the Macargo?
I'm just imagining like a level 50 Macargo, and I can't do it. Doesn't make any sense.
Just for the memes. I don't know. Yeah. But they can't all be winners. And hey, almost everyone is someone's favorite Pokemon. So good for Slugma. You get out there. I'll take a pass on the last day of March. Kanto celebration kicking off. We are down to the end, Salt. We've done all the celebrations. We have celebrated out any of these raid bosses. Or anything you want to talk about for the Kanto event?
I like the Megas. I like that the starters are back. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The interest, because we have, I mean, I can't remember when's the last time we had 4
It's a
T5s.
lot.
Like, that's a lot. So there's been a lot of interest and a lot of extra coordination for people trying to figure out what raids to do and so forth and so on. So that's been cool. But we've talked at length previously about the kind of complications that a multiple tier 5 egg list can generate, and I think remote raiding has significantly helped that. But I mean, you guys remember back in the day, like when all 3 beasts would be around, people would show up, people didn't want to spend their passes because they wanted this one and not that one. It could be a bit of a thing. So I'm glad that remote raiding has alleviated that a little bit, but it will be interesting to go back to some smaller legendary pools.
I'm into that, and we'll talk about that with the Season of Legends. I think the big highlight of the Kanto event, other than, I'm kind of ready for spawns to go back to normal. I'm interested to see kind of what the spawns settle down after just celebration after celebration after celebration. It'll be kind of nice just to go back to like tabula rasa. Let's reset and get some of these.
Yeah, what are the spawns?
I don't know. Like, we're gonna have to think about it. I haven't seen a single Froakie since all these celebrations started, so it'd be kind of nice to go get some of those. Hopefully these going away.
I'm sure Froakie's not out yet.
Oh, yeah? It's not? Yeah. I caught one. No, you caught one.
Nah, it's a glitch. Yeah, I've caught like 3 or 4.
I cheated. I spoofed a Froakie from the future. I really want that to happen. I think the kind of final ball drop of the Kanto celebration is really today, as we're recording this Sunday morning. 11 to 2 is the big raid hour with all the birds and all the Mewtwo's. You can go one more time to your heart's desire as hard as you want. Again, the highlight here, make sure you grab your 3 free remote raid passes from the store. You can get those up until March 1st, so that's tomorrow, a Monday, if you're listening to this right now.
I got to burn through some raid passes real quick.
Yeah, I got to get out. I'm going to see if we can catch some after we record this. I'm going to see if I can catch some. But the other big one is that this kind of signals the return of Giovanni, which I'm really happy about because I love that like single player, high level PvE kind of content. Giovanni, depending on his lineup, can be pretty tricky if you don't have a billion stacked up Pokemon. So I like that is back, and he's coming back with the Shadow Birds. So that's good. I like that.
Always good.
Yeah,
I think overall it puts a nice little bow on the whole Kanto thing.
It really does. I like that a lot.
I am excited about Seasons of Legends.
Yeah? You want to talk about little Season of Legends?
Yeah.
I'm going to look up how you say this word. You go on.
Oh, it's Therian.
You don't know.
Therian. Anyway, the Seasons of Legends is the next. So we had the Season of Celebration. Now we're starting the Seasons of Legends, and that's going to be from March 1st through June 1st.
I feel like we need to say that a certain way.
The spring Season of Legends.
I like that.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, let's commit to that.
I feel like I'm doing an intro for like an anime when I do that.
Yeah.
Season of Legends.
I like that.
Yeah. First and foremost, new legendaries will be debuting in raids later this season, starting later in March. So we're going to get some new legendaries, which is pretty cool. And to start us off, we're going to get the Therian Formes of the Forces of Nature trio.
Yeah, I like this.
Everybody's favorite genies are back. We've got Landorus, Tornadus, and Thundurus are coming back.
I think this is really fun. I like these Pokemon. I like their Therian forms better. So basically, you have their, what are they, incarnate forms, right? So this is Genie mode, like Salt was talking about. And I think these are much less interesting. So just really quickly to pop over the schedule, there is like a weekly order. I won't go through all the dates. You can find them in the blog posts. But essentially, the order is Genie or incarnate form of Landorus, Tornadus, and Thundurus, right? I think those being around for a week are fine. I really think the Therian forms are much more interesting. Those will come back. Snake draft mode, it looks like. So after on the 16th, we're going to go Thundurus, Tornadus, and Landorus. And if you're like, what the heck is a Therian form? This is take away the farty genie cloud, stretch out the tail, and give them some legs.
I was going to say it's the better form.
It's much better. It's cool looking. I think they look more like Pokemon this way. Yeah, they look like creatures. I think this is really interesting how they I think Therian, I looked it up on Wikipedia, is a taxonomy in like the animal kingdom. They're basically like marsupials and stuff. So kangaroo style is another way you could think of it. Why they are called that, I do not know.
Genie and kangaroo forms. Got
Genie and kangaroo. But it's nice.
So coming up tomorrow, we're going to get Landorus back in. And Landorus can be a little tricky because it's the very unique typing of ground and flying.
Mm-hmm.
Ice is really your best bet here. Your Galarian, Darmanitan, your Piloswines, Glaceons, all those guys, your Mewtwo if it has Ice Beam. Really, that's what you're going to be looking to do and to get the maximum out of the damage here.
I'm going to go hard, I think, for the Therian forms. Probably not so much. Well, Landorus, I remember, didn't we talk about how, was it Landorus that had a really unique move pool that might be kind of good for the Ultra League? I don't think that actually panned out like we hoped.
Yeah, because it had like weird ones like Earth Power, Outrage, Focus Blast, probably not, but then Rock Slide too. And depending on you got Mudshot in there too. So you could get a Mudshot, Outrage, Rock Slide, Landorus, which, I don't know, like, that seems pretty good to me.
That could do something. I mean, they didn't really materialize on the first pass. Maybe it was just it just wasn't their time. Maybe in this meta, they'll be more powerful in the Ultra League. I don't bet on it, but I'm certainly going to catch a good smattering. One thing I didn't mention is in the incarnate forms, when they come back Genie style for that first wave, their shinies will be available for the first time. So it's not like hey, I'll just wait around for the kangaroo style to come about. You can actually go do some shiny hunting for these guys. So that makes it a little bit more fun. And I think this is only the second crack at the incarnate forms. So probably a lot of people, maybe you missed out on one of them last time and you get one. So, it's welcome. But this does set the raid schedule for the entire month of March.
Yeah, we're probably going into April if they keep the same schedule, probably the first week or two of April by the time we get all the way through the kangaroo forms.
I think it's a nice way to kick off like the season of Legends, right? So this is the second season that we've had in the game so far. It's going to go from, like you said, March 1st to June 1st. So it's a big chunk of time. This is kind of the kickoff event, but there's also a lot of stuff happening with the spawns and how those are all going to rotate. in terms of new Pokemon and cycling Pokemon. Let's talk a little bit about what that looks like. In the blog post, they gave some examples about how like Mantine and Frillfish are going to be appearing near water, Voltorb and Glameow appearing in cities, right? So kind of trying to get a little bit more of these like explicit biome things happening. That's really nice. I like that.
I do like that. As a guy that, especially back in like when we had, I felt like less events and less access to some of the more unique Pokemon. When I lived down south in Alamogordo, when we had a tab in the Discord for rare spawns,
Mm-hmm.
people would call out like Psyducks and Goldines.
Yeah.
Because we never saw a water Pokemon spawn. So I like that things can be intentional, but I don't ever want biomes to be so rigid that it's like, well, I don't even want to go outside and play because all I'm going to see are Geodudes and, maybe I'll get some cool mountain biome spawns, but I'll never see some of the stuff that I want.
And I think seasons are going to address that, right? To kind of get that rotation a little bit. I'm particularly excited to hear about Frillfish. Frillfish, that was a GBL exclusive for last season, so them appearing in the wild is really good. I'm seeing so many people walking those as buddies, so I assume either people are just flexing some GBL stats or they're trying to get those candy to get them evolving into Jellificent, which is just still top tier name. U tier name on that one. The hemispheres are also interesting in terms of they've kind of like
this was unexpected to me.
Yeah, they doubled down on the hemisphere thing, and a lot of stuff that you wouldn't necessarily think like, oh, that belongs in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere. So in the north for this season, you're going to see Tangela, Combee, Croagunk, Diglett, Turtwig, Chimchar.
Ducklet, not Diglett.
Oh, Ducklet, Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, and the spring form of Deerling, which makes sense because it's the spring. Deerling? Spring form A. Oh, excuse me. I'll put $1 in the jar. And then if you're extremely lucky, maybe a Scyther, a Cottony, or a Dratini, right? What does extremely lucky mean? Pretty rare to see this Pokemon, but that's kind of like them saying you're going to see different Pokemon in the Northern Hemisphere. They've rounded it up from just a handful to like a cool dozen. So that's nice.
Yeah, and then the Southern Hemisphere, you've got Mankey, Yanma, Weasel, Woobat, Snivy, T-Pig, Oshawott, and Autumn form A Deerling.
Hoisted on your own antlers.
Yeah, right upon my own Picard. Right upon my own Picard.
Yep.
And then
there's a word for that? Bethany Walls just told me there's actually a word for this. So when you linguists came up with a term for whenever you say a word that's the wrong word, but it sounds like the same. So like hoisted on your own Picard or that kind of thing. It's called an eggcorn.
What?
Eggcorn?
Eggcorn.
It's one word. It's a compound word. It's a term of art, eggcorn, because one of the linguists had a neighbor that instead of acorn kept thinking they were called eggcorns their whole life. And so this just became like, oh, we need a word for that. So eggcorn. It's an eggcorn.
Nice. Yeah. It is useful.
You learned something, maybe. Not particularly useful, but now you got it in your head.
Hey, look, man, it's water under the fridge.
Exactly. That's an eggcorn.
And then if you're extremely lucky, you get Pinecone, Bagon, and Pharaoh Seed in the Southern Hemisphere.
I like it.
I'm not mad at any of this. It makes it unique. It's fine. It's going to change in 3 months anyway. So none of these are new Pokemon. And if it helps limit the pool to make things a little bit more intentional, for example, maybe you just Tangela, like i.e. Tangela Tonks. Maybe you just love that Pokemon. Maybe you just want to see more Tangela. So this can help facilitate that.
Yeah. Egg pool shakeups are not super exciting. Matt
tweeted out, I hatched. What did I hatch? Scraggy from a 7K. Feels bad, man.
This Scraggy from a 7K is actually fine to be. In 2K, it's the 10K I traditionally have a problem with, and this is no different. 2K is your starters, your Trico, fan favorite, Torchic, okay. I've got 2 perfect Torchics, so I'm just not. Mudkip, who doesn't want some more of those? Badoo, your time has already passed, Badoo. 5Ks are a little bit like what's going on. Drowsy, Azrael, and then also Moana.
So
Muna?
Yeah, Muna. 5K's got Muna, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a new Pokemon, so at least you haven't seen that a million times.
10K's added Ninikata, Alomalolo.
That close enough.
Yeah, and more. What?
Yeah, those two.
I just put a 10K in the hopper right now. If a Ninikata comes out of it, I'm going to be pissed.
What's really interesting and mildly terrifying is in that blog post where they do that and more. These were the ones they led with. So what is in if are these just like them trying to soften the ground to be like, listen, here are the duds, just so you know up front, or are these the
That's a
hey, this
that's
is
a
what you want?
that is a bold technique for
Yeah.
advertising.
So usually it's kind of like these. You lead with your starters, like what you want, and if this is what you want out of the tin kegs, I mean, am I going to hatch a tin keg and it's just going to delete my shiny Mewtwo? Like that? That's the only thing worse than hatching an Incata. So what? What is that? I don't get it.
Uninstalls the game and deletes your account.
I'm going to pull up the poll you retweeted from Lured Up. They did a really interesting thing about egg transparency. I'm going to pull up the results and talk about those here while you talk about whatever you're going to talk about.
I'm just saying, guys, if you don't, if just don't increase your frustration. Just go ahead and get on that single incubator egg grind. It's fine.
Oh, speaking of
It's
frustration, I guess you can TM frustration away. Don't forget.
yeah. It's just it makes the game so much better when you're not having to worry about that. And things pop up and it's fine, but it's not something you have to worry about, and it just makes the overall experience playing the game much better because you don't live on a constant cycle of being disappointed, which is just
Ken,
mucho preferable.
this isn't a poll. This is just a conversation. I have no time for that. Gross. Talking to people. I just wanted a stupid number. What else do we want to talk about for this? Oh, hey, that was a little bit of a bitter pill, but how about a big old positive pill in the form of a shark nugget?
I do love a shark nugget.
Research breakthrough is good again.
Yeah, research breakthrough coming in March. Gibble.
Nom, 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 nom. That's how it talks. Oh, you're doing that. This is a audio medium salt, so I describe. He's got his hands in front of his face, and he looks like a jackass.
It's true, but to be honest, I put the hands down and it didn't decrease. Okay, now that you
in
do
solidarity,
it,
I'm doing it now too.
now that you do it, I can see it. Now I see it. Now I see it.
I'm really happy about this.
So great Pokemon, cool shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't love a Garchomp? Who doesn't love a Garchomp?
Candy. You got to get that candy. Hitting it with it's not going to flee on you, guaranteed. So you can hit it with as many pineapple berries as you got. Load up on the candy. I love that. Maybe we could time it out. I don't know if there's bonus candy events rolling through, but is there double catch candy? Oh yeah. So on what was the day there? Be real shifty and see if you could time it out for March 30th. Slugma's double catch candy.
Dan just reminded us via text message to don't forget about the frustration thing.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Well, what are we going to do with that information now? Hey, everyone, kick yourself in the butt if you forgot to TM away frustration.
No, he's reminding me and you personally.
I know, but like I know that because he knows that we'll forget. But I'm saying like I feel bad telling people now because there's a lot of people probably as soon as we said it throwing their hands up in the air being like, why God?
Don't throw your hands up. You're driving. What are you doing?
Maybe. Salt people don't go anywhere anymore.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
You're sitting alone in your house going like, why God? Oh, hey, good news. I haven't told you this yet. Walls is getting her first dose of the vaccine on Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's nice.
How come you haven't got it, right?
I don't know. I haven't got it yet. She was in the high because she's just had a baby. And so she's in 1B and I'm real excited about it.
Nice.
So yeah.
I think I get mine on Friday. Look at my second dose on Friday.
Round 2. I want to go to a restaurant so bad, Salt. I want to go anywhere.
Well, that's the thing is that, the vaccine doesn't stop you from spreading.
I know, damn it. But still, we're just one person closer. My God.
Giovanni's coming back. This guy is definitely... Giovanni wouldn't wear a mask in public. That's what I'm telling 100%. You. Giovanni's going to be like, yeah, that's going to be other people's problems.
Start yelling about his freedom or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's actually going to be lined up, and it's going to be from March, April, May, and it's going to be the shadow. Basically, you can categorize the Giovanni event for the month is March Articuno, April Zapdos, and then May Moltres. You can remember that. I was going to do it.
Do how?
Yeah, you could remember it based on the easy phrase to remember that ants eat zebras in May where you catch a Moltres.
Okay, I got it. Just
remember that simple sentence.
You just remember April showers bring May flowers. Zapdos, thunder, that's like a shower. And then you can light flowers on fire. So Moltres.
But what about the March Articuno?
No one cares, so you don't have to worry about it. That's not true. I don't have a Shadow Articuno, so I want one. So I'm going to go get one.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh
great.
yeah, it was one of your kids being born or whatever when that happened.
Probably they're born at inconvenient times. It's also like not the like you're not going to get 50 tries at Giovanni for each of these, right? So like, it takes a bit of a grind to get all the leaders beat and to get up all the
It brings
grunts.
like a cool structure to the month.
Yeah, exactly. Like I need to make sure I get my Giovanni in each month at least one time so I can check those off the box. So this is kind of how I felt the first time they were around. I missed Articuno, and so I'm going to make sure I go for March. And then there's also some really nice research that's coming along with it that has some fairly decent rewards. Also, we just got it today. Just like looking at the list, you get some Stardust, you get a Rocket Radar, some TMs, XP. Just kind of another thing to click off. I like that. I like anytime we get special events.
You get a raid pass, which is cool.
Yeah. Throw that at you. Giovanni like, have this. That's how he talks. The higher they fly. What do you think that is a reference to? That's the name of the special research.
Because it's the birds, I assume.
Yeah, but like, is Giovanni saying that or is Willow saying that?
I'm not sure.
I think Willow's going to be like, the higher they fly, the further they'll fall because they're traveling in hot air balloons. The stupidest way to travel, and then you get the legendary bird and you blow their balloon up and they plummet to the earth.
Seriously, Team Rocket is one BB gun away.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's how we'll take care of this rocket problem.
Yep. A couple bonuses. March 4, we got Go rocket balloons coming more frequently. That's good. It should help with the aforementioned event. Then 11 March. This is an interesting one. Mega bonus hour candy. Earn more candy for catching Pokemon that share a type with your active Mega evolved Pokemon.
Ooh.
So I'm still not going to do it because it's boring. But
no, this is good. This is what they need. Salt, you can't have it both ways, you naughty chimpanzee. We've chastised.
What would you do if that's the thing? Like that just threw that for some reason.
That was it.
That just set me off.
It's just like the podcast broke up. That was it.
Yeah.
He called him a naughty chimpanzee, and little did I know that you had that chimpanzee related trauma. Where who was it? I can't remember if I dreamed it, but there might be an anecdote about Full House and a chimpanzee and some dangerous stuff. Anyway, there's no time to get into stuff that may or may not have happened.
What's the guy from Arrested Development, the main character? He's in everything. He's so funny.
Jason Bateman?
Yeah, Jason Bateman almost got attacked by a chimpanzee on the set of Saturday Night Live.
Oh, no. Oh, that's the thing I'm thinking of, probably. Yeah. That's terrifying, because they'll kill you. They're very scary.
They're strong.
Chimpanzees are mucho strong. And then just to round off the list real quick, on the Thursday bonuses for March, on March 18th, there's going to be more mega raids happening more frequently. So these are the Thursday, as Matt calls them, Taquito Thursdays, because always use alliteration. They're going to kind of mix it up, instead of just like the Taco Tuesday, a double this, a double that. They're going to kind of do something a little bit more thematically interesting. And we don't have to trade off the Tuesdays. We're just going to get a plus. Great. I love it. Specifically, I really like the March 4th balloons. That's my favorite, just because that can be my, let's just batch out, let's get a rocket radar. I can just do 6, boom, boom, boom. Maybe even do a leader and then do 6 more, right? Like, I love that. The fact that you can just dedicate that time to rocket. Let's have the mega conversation, though, because we've consistently criticized about, in the early days, there being only one way to get that mega candy. To me, that was the biggest problem. It's not that megas aren't cool looking and aren't awesome. They're certainly useful. I always appreciate someone showing up with that mega bonus to the raid.
But you're going in a direction. This is earning candy for a Pokemon that shares a type with your active Mega Evolution. This is not earning Mega Energy.
Damn it!
Or even probably Mega Candies. Like this is, or XL Candies or whatever. This is just, I have a Beedrill as a Mega Pokemon, so if I catch a bug or a poison Pokemon, I'm going to get more candy. Is that all this is?
I'm going to look this up. I'm so disappointed. I psyched myself out on this. Now I'm sad against Salt.
Yeah, I am not sad though on the Search for Legends event that's happening 9 March through 14 March. Basically, we're going to go out and we're going to look for legendary Pokemon. And I don't care about the reason for this, but to do that, you need a compass, and Shiny Nose Pass is coming. And I love Shiny Nose Pass. So Nose Pass is one of those Pokemon that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just have an affinity for. I love Nose Pass for reasons.
Every time I play that version, I'm like, I want to use Nose Pass. I don't have a good reason. I don't think it's going to help me in my Pearl playthrough. But I don't care. I want to use it. It's
Yeah,
cool.
and I love Probopass. Just so crazy looking.
Probopass is a weird looking Pokemon.
I just
You know
like him.
what makes it weird?
The mustache.
The mustache. Like, what is that? Where is that coming from? Is it coming out of his nose? It's
That's
rocks.
supposed to be like a gathering of magnetic material.
Like shavings.
Yeah, but why there?
So it's like half Easter Island influence with that little hat. It kind of looks Easter Islandy. I don't know. It's strange. But I love, like, Shiny Nosepass is looking at Shiny Geodude and being like, hold my magnets, because he's a bigger nugget and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's a cool Pokemon. I've used Probopass in GBL before in different Sylph tournaments. It's pretty good. Like, it has some good moves. I like it.
It can be a real matchup problem for
The
people.
problem is with the reason why I think it really stops it from being super useful in free battle is because, right, fighting will just delete it. It's over. So it's got to be kind of like in a safe little cocoon away from counter.
You will,
Otherwise,
I was going to say, you don't even need to use, you don't even just counter. It'll be done in a second.
Yeah, it'll be gone. But then we're also getting another Incense Day on the March 14th for Steel and Psychic Pokemon will be summoned, be attracted to Incense, and this is kind of like a Beldum Fiesta. So I really like that. It's a very rare cool. Pseudo-legendary.
Yeah, well, and 2 rare types, right? People out there looking for their Psychics, looking for their Steel types. That's nice.
Get some Magnemites, go for that Shiny Hunt. I think there's a lot of PvP implications there. Especially if you didn't play all the way back, and was it like October 2018 was Community Day for the Beldum, so there's probably a lot of people that don't have this Pokemon in droves. Certainly, it's one that if you're going to use it for PvE or Master League PvP for some reason, like, you need a lot of candy, so hey, good on you.
Yep.
I love
there's some other sundry events and stuff, but one of the cool things I like with the quality of life updates, specifically for XL Candy, has been improved. So now trading Pokemon will have a chance of rewarding XL Candy for a Pokemon you traded, and the chance goes up the greater the distance, which is really cool because it incentivizes a specific type of gameplay, trading, collecting Pokemon from different locations, and it's doing something that we desperately need, which is being intentional to be able to get XL Candy.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that a lot. I think these, like, slowly but surely, even though I'm kind of bummed about the whole Mega Energy thing, Mega Candy, Candy XL is getting a lot more, like, in drips and droves, more opportunities to catch it. So I really think that's important.
Drips and droves. That just doesn't seem right.
Drips and, yeah, they're contradictory because a drove is the opposite of a drip.
That's an eggcorn right there, bud.
It's not an eggcorn. It's just a dumb thing I said. So... checkmate. Got him. A couple other events on here. There's one that I think is really interesting. On March 16th to the 22nd, we have Charge Up, where it's basically like electric Pokemon time. And really the only notable thing there is that there's going to be a new electric Pokemon introduced to the game. I got the list pulled up. Do you have any guesses? Think Gen 4, Gen 5?
I don't know. I thought about briefly. I don't think it's going to be it, but Pachirisu coming out of its northern restriction. I don't think that's going to be it, though.
So I'm just looking at some Gen 5 stuff. There's Tynamo, which is like a little baby electric eel Pokemon that evolves into electric, I think. So that one weird electric eel Pokemon, that one would be pretty cool. It looks cool. It's got 2 different evolutions, Electros and Electric. You know the electric eel thing?
Yeah.
That could be it. I bet that's it.
That's probably it.
I hope it's that because it's new Pokemon and that's interesting. There's also a lot of Rotom forms that have yet to come out, so
that's true.
Could be one of those. I'm trying to think. Charge Up. So we got. Do we have water? Is that the one we got?
What are you talking about?
For Rotom?
Yeah, we got washing machine Rotom.
So there's Rotom, Ghost, Fan, Frost, Heat, and Mow. Right? We need all those. So that could be it. Maybe it's a Rotom Fiesta, like could be all of them. That'd be kind of fun if there was like 5 different Rotoms.
I think we could probably save those for other things.
Probably so, yeah. But I'm betting it's the electric eel. I think it's Tynamo.
Yeah, I think I'd like it to be Tynamo.
Yeah, you can get some free bundles. I really like that. So log into the store to get those. All in all, I'm pretty excited about the whole. What is it called? This event, Searching for Legends, to kind of continue that theme of the season of legends.
Kind of start the season, if you will. It's pretty good.
I like it.
Did you come over to the
No,
appropriate? You're just still gonna be on Fletchling. You think it's
I'm
good?
in it. I
You are an
no,
idiot.
you're an idiot, sir.
You're so
And
dumb.
I question your genetics and your parentage is what I question.
Yeah.
See
I
what I did there?
question that too because I don't know how we're the same person if you think this is a good idea.
Well, you're adopted. No, here's the deal. I like so what is your in a vacuum opinion of Talonflame?
I like it.
Okay. You like it or you love it?
I like
You
it.
want some more of it?
He's not tried so hard. Like he's not Probo Pass level of Pokemon that is not like we I think we can agree like Talonflame is not a S tier, A tier Pokemon,
Not even close.
but he could be somebody's favorite or just people have an
For
affinity
sure.
for that Pokemon. I like it; it's fine, but not to the level of like we were saying earlier, Probo Pass.
He fought Moltres in that anime one time, so that's cool.
Neat.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I want the
Look,
triple.
it's a jumped up Sparky Pidgey, and it's taken away from other opportunities.
One real quick thing. Correction from last week. We're looking at the what was it? The Community Day special moves that were, there were, I think there were like 6 of them, and we were like, oh, that's all the Kanto ones. But there's actually a lot more Kanto ones that weren't on that list. You remember we were talking about like Dratini
Yeah, yeah,
gets
yeah.
Draco Meteor? There was like Rhyhorn and a bunch of other ones that
Oh
were
yeah,
Kanto that for some reason were left
Ghastly
off.
too.
Ghastly, yeah. I was just like, that's odd that they didn't include those.
Beedrill. Yeah, there's a ton. Yeah.
There's tons, but anyway. So I talked about it before, but here's my strategy. So now that I'm actually taking the level grind seriously, triple catch XP with the lucky egg, with that excellent throws,
I'm not mad at that.
I'm
not
real
mad at
happy
that.
about that because especially it's
not the bonus that I'm mad about. It's the Pokemon.
yeah, but I mean you take it all as an event, right? So yes, I fully concede the opportunity cost. I think this is better than Rosalia. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay,
Low bar. So
again
we have
low
got
bar.
over that low bar.
We've cleared that lowest of bars, but I think this is, in terms of all possible realistic community day choices, I think this is in the top, if not half, top 60%. Like this might be like, in that kind of like, wish you wouldn't, but it's okay. And when I think about being able to practice my excellent throws for 6 hours, I'm going to land a lot of excellent throws in like the 3 to 5 zone because I'll be, just catching this one Pokemon, getting that muscle memory all day. I like it. I think I'm going to track how much XP I get for this event. I'm hoping it's, hundreds of thousands of XP over the course of the day. So again, opportunity cost of the Pokemon. I would like to have seen something different, but I'm not super stressed about it.
Okay, we'll see how it plays out. I do want to experiment with Incinerate as I evolve into my Talonflame to check that out. But we'll see.
See how it does.
Maybe some implications in PvP because we got the new season. GBL season 7 is coming on March the 1st, so it's starting today. You've got Great League, Ultra, and Ultra Premier, Master. Then it's going to be open, and then we're going to do the same thing again. But we're also going to have a Great League remix, and then there's going to be from 10 May to 17 May something called the Retro Cup, and then we're going to end it again with the Kanto Cup.
So let's talk about the remix because I think this is such an innovative, like not screwing around approach to getting a fresh meta. So during the Great League that we're talking about, that's going to start off season 7, Niantic is going to track the most top 10 used Pokemon in Great League. And then for the Remix Cup, they will be explicitly banned, right? So that's the idea. You're gonna go into March 1st through the 15th, use what you normally use.
I need you to get the Magmar numbers up.
Yeah, roll up that Magby. But I'm sure people you don't need to game the system. Like it is what it is. People are going to be out there winning. If you try to roll up with a Magmar, I'm going to be laughing at you while I destroy you with my mediocre skills but good team. I think it's such a simple and smart way to get a fresh Great League meta from a long time, the 12th to the 26th of April. We're just going to say straight up, we're not kind of coming up with these elaborate rules and cups, and it's just like these guys are banned. We don't want to do this again. I'm really excited to see. What do you think? Let's just guess. Like, what are some of the top 10 that are going to be on that list?
Probably Azumarill.
Yeah,
Bastiodon.
Skarmory.
I'm
trying to think of some charm users up in there for sure.
Swampert maybe. Hypno probably.
think what's the yeah. I'm trying to think. Maybe
I say Swampert.
Clefable. Yeah, you said Swampert. There's going to be, it'll be interesting to see kind of like how the charm vote, I guess, is split over different Pokemon because there's so many good charm users. Like, people are talking about charm hole. Like, that might be diluted down enough to where some charm users might slip out of the top 10. So then all of a sudden the Remix Cup just becomes dominated by like whatever that Pokemon was. But hey, I think this will have a really interesting effect. It'll cause people to power up new Pokemon, which is always a joy. I will always be diving in for Great League, but I think I'll be hitting it extra hard, like the 12th. I'm going to be waiting for it just because I
Yeah,
want to see what
I want to
are
get
people going to
weird.
do. Yeah, it's going to get kind of weird,
I
You
feel
can
like
bring
that's
your
my niche. That's my sweet spot.
yes,
When
you can
things
bring your
things
you
get a
bring
little
your
odd.
Scolipede. I'll bring my Magnetic, and we'll just be like, "What's up, party time, y'all? Let's
Yeah,
do this."
Scolipede is gonna get banned though. He's in the top
That's
10
top
most
10.
used.
Yeah,
He's probably like hanging around number 7.
yeah,
He's
he's kind of
ready.
that
He's
mid
ready.
top 10 area. I'm happy about this. I think it'll be fun. There's also the Retro Cup that's going to take place.
What do you
This is
think
kind of
that's
like
gonna be?
so
Do we know what it is?
it's gonna throw back to the original 15 types. So basically, Dark, Steel, and Fairy are banned.
Oh, okay, that's
So
pretty cool.
pretty straightforward. Most Pokemon will still be on the table.
So use psychic types.
Yeah, probably.
You remember?
But
You
there's
remember?
but the thing is with finally the introduction of more Pokemon, these moves won't be banned, right? So you'll still have Dark moves up in there, still have Steel moves up in there. So it will be a little bit more balanced, but also I think there's going to be some appropriate counters, right? Because they finally made
Your
good.
light situation is just.
Am I blinking?
You're like
I'm like the
Jaleficent.
I'm like the electric eel Pokemon. I'm like just gonna shine. I'm excited about both of these cups. Actually, I don't. Will the Retro Cup be Master League?
I think it'll probably be taking the. I think it'll be Great League, but you could do Master and Master Classic
Yeah, so there's
as
those
well.
3 options going off from the 10th to the 17th, but I don't know like what the type range is for that. I
I
should
don't
probably look
think
that up.
I don't think they're going to do that for the Retro Cup. That's yeah. I don't think
And
that's going to
then
happen.
we got Open, and then Kanto Cup's
Like
coming back.
if you remove, okay, so I'm going to try to play Master without my Dialga. Okay, well,
See what
no,
happens. Well, that's classic. I mean, that's what that is, and I think people.
yeah, but I don't want to. Like, I don't have the bench at Master like I do. Like, don't restrict the Pokemon that I've invested in at Master League for
I
God's
think
sakes.
that's kind of the thing that's like immediately it feels good because you're like, thank God I don't have to like see that again. But it also is immediate feels bad. So you're like, well, what am I going to use? Like what else is there? And for maybe like the super PvP people, they can get it in the Master League, but I'm still not there. I am into the Kanto Cup, which is going to round out season 7, May 24th to 31st. Perfect timing, honestly. I mean, maybe even like start off with the Kanto
Dude,
Cup.
my daughter's going to be born.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's nuts.
Paprika
Are you
will
sure?
be a person. Yeah,
Pepper's not going to make it to 43 weeks.
she probably won't.
She's not going to love that. That's
we're
kind
definitely
of a
in the
head
zone
trip.
of like I can't be like doing anything silly drinking wise because like what if I got to drive?
Yeah.
We're getting closer.
What week are we on?
We are in the 30th week.
That's nuts. Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's crazy. Oh, I feel silly talking about the Kanto Cup now. I just want to talk about this adorable little baby child.
Yes, praise be the girl child.
Kanto Cup. So, we've caught all these Kanto Pokemon from the Kanto celebration. So, like, let's use them. Good way to end it out. Anything in the rewards on the list jump out at you as something potentially interesting?
Are these gonna be? This is the rewards, or are we still gonna get the giant bundle? Because right now, I tell you, I am not happy with the PvP rewards and just the giant list of the possible Pokemon. It's just not
I think
fun.
I think these are the lists, right? So, like, when you get that encounter, it's going to be rank 10 plus. If you get that encounter, Medicham, Frillfish, or Stunfisk, like, that should be the list. I don't know if that's in addition. So I took this as a rework. I'm hoping that's the case. If they add this to, like, the standard pool, then that's going to be pretty disappointing. Because if you tell me rank 10, I've got a 1 in 3 chance of a Frillfish, like, I'm into it. Like, I want to go get rank 10 explicitly for that purpose. If you tell me it's a 1 in 10 chance because they've tacked these 3 good ones onto a load of crap,
or you gotta get like a
way less
Snivy
interested.
T-Pig and an Oshawott. You're like, get out of here with that.
Yeah, and then same thing
Feels
for
bad.
plus 15. Maybe they'll. Oh yeah, I bet they're okay. They're probably going to add like they normally do. They're going to add 10 to 1 and 15 to 10 and so the pool is going to expand. But even then, like the +1 stuff, Zebstrika, Poliwhirl, Flaffy, Pupitar, Galvantula. That's the
It's not
best list we've
terrible.
seen so far.
Yeah, if that's the list, I'm happy with it. And then if you get above Ace, you're getting Dino. So
Yeah.
that's pretty
Add
great.
that in.
Yeah.
And legendary counters. And then, of course, legend status, 1 per customer Pikachu Libre. Get that. And Flex, make it your buddy. Show people
Dude,
you're
we
good.
have a 4-way tie in the Labyrinth Cup. Well done, everyone. So we had a nice, we had a tie for the Labyrinth Cup, Camo, Hydrogen, Tribird, and the Fighting Goblin.
Yeah,
rocking a
PGRL
4-way tie.
going hard.
Three Team Valor people, I see. It's not a big deal.
It's natural.
Yeah. Oh, and Camo made Ace. Well done.
Yeah. Oh, that is nice. So that was fun. We did that in the PGR, the Pokemon Go Radio League up in the Discord. They did that tournament. Are you interested in jumping into the Vortex Cup? It has a pretty dope name.
I am, and that's a really cool badge.
I like that.
So yeah, really excited about this one. So banned are going to be fairies, legendaries, and megas per standard, but then we also have an explicit banning list of Umbreon, Metacham, Defense Form, Heavy Spaghetti, Altaria, Sableye, Galarian, Stunkfist, Swampert, Scrafty, Wobbuffet, Lickitung, Machamp,
Randy? God.
Bastiodon, Abomasnow, Starmie, Vigoroth, Poliwhirl, Surfetched, Studied the Blade, Obstagoon, Tropius, and Metawak. A ton of explicitly banned popular meta Pokemon.
Well, they had to do it because I think this is going to be relatively open. So it kind of like you do it either by exclusion or inclusion. And this one they've done essentially by exclusion, right? So it's like, go for it, except for these categories. And they're pretty big categories, but it's a relatively open meta. So we haven't seen one maybe this open in a little while. There's a lot of types flying around. Like I'm looking at the infographic. It's a lot of categories. There's a lot of stuff. People are going to bring the jank. I love the janky Pokemon. Will show up and do some weird stuff. I think I'll be participating in this old March Cup. And I'll just, and one of the things that's good maybe about this open meta is I don't have to power up like new stuff. I can just roll up and see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I like it.
It definitely feels a lot more open. I feel like it's going to be a little bit more of a free-for-all, which means I have to study less, which is preferable.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, maybe I'll get lucky. That's my strategy. Maybe I'll just get lucky.
Maybe I'll match up against Gnar.
Yeah. One of us has to win. And last time it was me.
We both lost.
100% of the time we've faced off in the PGRL.
Is my Scolipede? I think I could bring my Scolipede.
You probably could.
No, it's banned for some reason.
They're just like, oh, we banned bug Pokemon, but no one cares. You can bring that.
Yeah. Still fine.
By objection, everyone's like, he's fine. Yeah.
You ready to do a little Mon that got away?
Oh, Salt. It's been a week. It's been a sad week. We had a heartbreaker here.
Yeah. So I like how V Frank tried to sneak in his 100% Meltan because he's like, oh, my Stardust is going to get away. It's not what that is.
Weird brag.
Yeah.
Weird brag.
I was going through the Discord and we had quite a few people, including Gobbler, the Dude, Jack K, and Amanda, were all discussing the fact that you get a really good PvP EV, and for the specifically Gen 1 stuff, there's nothing you can do. You just have to hit evolve. So I think Amanda actually had, but you got the number 1 PvP ranked Flareon, and then you evolve it, it turns into a Jolteon. You're like, oh, it went down to like 20.
I don't like that.
I didn't want that.
We've talked about this for a long time.
But more control over that and a little less random, especially in the world of trying to get to the best possible IVs for stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm really. I thought by now for sure we'd have a way to force those original, like just bring back the name trick for Gen 1. Would be acceptable, but just not having it. It's just it's kind of a crapshoot. So I don't like that.
Or items or just anything. I'll take whatever.
Yep.
Be shiny.
How do you think they're going to evolve?
This Illumise was not shiny.
How do you think? We can talk about Sylveon in just a second. What's your Mon that got away?
I'm just gonna say probably the Scraggy that I hatched out of that 12K. It should have been a Sandile. I could feel it. I could feel it in my soul.
That was happening.
Yeah, but some nefarious actor came in the middle of the night, switched my egg out.
Yeah, my Mon that got away. It's kind of a cop out, but I sat down half today, half yesterday, and just cleaned out my remaining several hundred Kanto Pokemon that I got from last weekend. It's just like my box filled up and I was like, I got to take care of that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do the 4-star search to find all my perfect Pokemon that I definitely caught because, I've caught hundreds and hundreds of Pokemon. Surely one of them would be a perfect. And as I'm going through, I found a couple of good PvP IVs, some decent ones. One's going to be my catch of the week here. But I have not caught a perfect Pokemon in a long time. And I really thought that the Kanto event, the Kanto tour was going to be my slump buster, but it was not. And just kind of missing perfect Pokemon was my mon that got away this week. I was kind of disappointed in the results of my box cleaning, frankly.
Let's cheer ourselves up. Let's do a little catch of the week.
Yeah.
Do you want to read?
I do. I want to shout out to Amanda.
Book?
My catch of the week is the Frillfish, which with the attribution of good peeps to the PGR Discord server. When Frillfish was announced, I was like, maybe I would get it by rank 20, but it seems so far away. I've been playing GBL casually. There's that singing. So we're going to get copyright struck, Salt. So when I was like at rank 0, but I still had a ways to go, I wouldn't have been able to get there if it wasn't for the Discord. From hashtag Discord server channel Metatalk, I was inspired by a Weatherball team. I stole it and made it my own. The original team I saw had Politoed, but I was like, 1, I don't have a good enough IV1 to feel good about sinking the resources in, plus an elite TM to get into it. And 2,
isn't Flygon fulfilling basically the same role as Politoed? Mudshot with a spammy move, Weather Ball / Dragon Claw, strong hitting ground move, Earthquake Earth Power. This is Flygon. I ran Alola, Ninetales, Pelipper, and Flygon. For Amanda's favorite Pokemon is Flygon. So she was just very obviously
clearly
looking for a reason to use Flygon.
In the tank for Flygon and got the Frillfish. So not only did you get the Pokemon you want, but you achieved a goal and got up in there and got some knowledge. I like that team. That's a pretty cool team. Anytime we play Magic the Gathering, and one of the terms on Magic the Gathering that I've really adopted like in Pokemon Go, I said it earlier, is jank. So like when you're playing off meta stuff or that's not the mathematically best team possible, that's called jank, and I appreciate some jank. I want a little bit of a weird off the wall strategy. Yeah, exactly. So like let's get some janky Weather Ball stuff happening, and let's go to rank 20. Well done, Amanda.
Yeah, what was your catch of the week?
I told you just a second ago that I caught a PvP IV Pokemon, but it was a real good PvP IV Pokemon. Only downside is I got to wait. I got a Eevee that is the number 9th ranked PvP IVs for Sylveon. So I am waiting to evolve that. I'm hoping, like we said, it's going to hopefully get Charm and just be an absolute powerhouse. Nice. It's level 40 CP, so no matter what they do, it will evolve under the cap. I'm really hoping there's a way to force it to be Sylveon. I would be really sad if they just were like, back to the randomness, because that would be a bummer. And it's also like it varies greatly. I mean, you were talking about it before, but this like is a terrible
potentially. Yeah.
Well, it's a terrible Vaporeon or Flareon or some other stuff, but it's an amazing Sylveon. So really excited about that. I will absolutely use that fairy and just charm people in and about the face. Up in the face.
Charm their face?
Yeah, charm their face off.
It sounds less painful than like a mud shot.
Yeah, probably.
My catch of the week was I caught a fletchling just now.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's, according to Niantic, amazing. What fortune hath befallen me? Oh, thank you that I have done it. No, if I had to pick one, honestly, it's going to sound stupid, but yesterday at Albertsons, I hatched that 7K. And then I was like, oh, okay, before I do my gifts tonight, I'll just spin this stop real quick. And I hit my daily bonus because that was just like what I had to do. But then a 10K egg popped out. And that made me really happy. It's been a long time, actually, since I had a 10K egg.
Just the sight of a 10K? You don't even know what's in it?
Of a 10. Well, the fact that I knew specifically, because, I'm on that single incubator grind. And I knew that stop was going to probably be my only spin because I had to come right home. And that, if I didn't get something, if I didn't get an egg, I was going to get another 7K egg, which I didn't want. So I was like, oh, well, this is kind of my chance. And then a 10K egg popped out. So it just kind of worked out. Like I wished it, and then it happened.
Nice.
And I think that 10K egg might get lucky. I might hatch a freaking Ninikea. And then we'll have some good content for the show. Well, I absolutely lose it on camera.
That'll probably happen. So we're going to talk about questions. We got a lot of questions about the Gen 4 remakes that were announced by the Pokemon Company. So actually, just the first one I saw was Etched Gooch, maybe, is the Twitter handle that asked about that. But before we go into like the random other questions, let's talk about these Gen 4 remakes. So I mentioned it up top. I am really excited. If you guys didn't see the news, the Pokemon Company went ahead and, at long last, announced these Gen 4 remakes, which people, every time there's been a Nintendo
People have been
Direct,
asking. If you don't know the back, people have been asking for this like 10 years. Like,
absolutely.
seriously.
Basically, as soon as
When did
Omega,
Omega Sapphire and Ruby come out?
I do not know, but as
Let
soon
me
as
see.
those came out, they were really liked. I liked them personally. I played Sapphire on the remake and really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good improvement over the original game, and just kind of, a good throwback with some quality of life improvements. And I expect that's what we're going to see here. I think I got halfway through Gen 4 on my first play, but if they
Yeah,
bring this to the Switch,
2014 was the Gen 3 remakes. So
so
it's been 7-8 years.
it's time, and they're coming out this year. I think it's Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl or something like that is the
I think
names.
that's what it is. Yeah,
and so they're coming out. I'm really happy about it. I will definitely get them for the Switch and play them again, just because it'd be fun to get my Garchomp on, see that stuff, and do those things, kind of interact with that version that I missed on the first time around. So I will be buying it and I will be playing it, and hopefully I'll enjoy it. I if they do at least what they did for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, then I think it'll be good, because they really added some cool elements to those games, and I'm hoping they kind of plus even beyond that, and I think we'll see some good stuff there.
so, and I'll talk about this with the second announcement. I'm fine with, like, I'm not mad about it at all. And if anything, my problems with the main series games are alleviated by a remake, because that's what that is. It's very transparent. It's like,
Yeah.
hey man, we're gonna remake a game from 2004. That's what this is. Even though I contend that that's not what a remake has to be limited to, i.e., Final Fantasy VII remake. Like a total reimagining and a massive improvement for a more modern sensibility and game design purposes. But it's fine. That's what the Gen 4 remakes are. I'm gonna think about it. I'm not sold on getting it. I mean, like, one of the things too, Sinnoh, probably the second most popular generation after Kanto.
Really? Think so?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, just
I'm
a
not
lot
sure.
of
I don't know.
it's a
Gen
lot of
3,
people.
I think, is more popular. There was a lot more Gen 3 love for that one. I think Gen 3 is over Kanto.
I don't know.
Sinnoh.
For some reason, Gen 4 looks to be like the new generation, the people younger than us introduction into the Pokemon world. But either way, pretty beloved games with Gen 4 there. People really like it. So I'm happy for them, and I'm happy for that. And this could be definitely one where maybe I'll pick it up if the reviews are really great. But part of the problem is I've played Diamond and Pearl a bunch. Like, I beat those games several times. And I just don't know that I want to set down for the click fest that is the same old system. I'm going to get my party, and I can do the things to make the game artificially more difficult, like switching my party out every gym. But at the end of the day, like, it's just the same thing. It just looks slightly different. But I think about setting down for that, and I think about my team, and I'm just like, or the first gym battle where I just wreck everybody by clicking one super effective move for the, I'm in the fifth gym and the guy's got 4 Pokemon. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be able to muscle my way through this somehow.
That you've highlighted all the problems. I think I, like you said, feel those much more acutely on the new versions of the game, like Gen 8. But when we're talking about a remake, I don't think they should pigeonhole themselves just to be a cut and paste recreation. And I don't think they did that.
I don't think we should pigeonfold them.
We shouldn't pigeonfold them. That would be, for one, if nothing else, very cruel to the pigeons. I do hope we always talk about how it needs to be more difficult and more engaging. That's for sure. But I am much more comfortable experiencing all those shortfalls in a remake. I think it'll be fine, especially if it's not priced like super crazy. It'll be a nice little thing. I can sit on the Switch. Wallace is watching Survivor. I'm playing this. I'm happy. I really feel good about that. What I'm even more interested in, and like what's going to happen with this, is the announcement about the Legend of Arceus game that they showed a little bit of kind of conceptual footage, very Breath of the Wild-esque. I think that one could be something either really special or really odd, depending on the execution. I'm very optimistic, frankly.
So I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm definitely nowhere near like I'm going to pre-order this, or I'm not buying this without.
Quick public service announcement.
Don't
never pre-order game. Don't pre-order game. Why would you do that? Don't do it. It's bad. That's why
you're talking to
AAA games are
yeah,
shipping broken. That's
you're
because
talking
they
about
got your money.
two guys who, I mean, like we bought collector's editions of games, and it's never worth it. It's junk, and it costs more. It's just so dumb. Just don't do it.
Yep.
The
I understand
but
they incentivize you with all these little features.
yeah, but none of
Just
those
say
things
no.
matter. They
Just
never
say no.
matter.
I know.
Like,
Just say
the
no.
the so I need to see like a lot more from this before I'm thinking about buying it. But I am cautiously optimistic because it looks like the things that we kind of wanted Gen 8 to be. It looks like open world exploration. It looks like they might be taking a new hack on the combat system. It looks like something that is going to inspire people to actually get out and look for things as opposed to just what is the god awful walking simulator of Generation 8. Just the worst
Well, to be
example of
fair, Salt,
exploration.
it's very small, so there's not a lot of walking.
Yeah.
And it's also,
Hey,
do you like straight lines? We don't need to get drug on Twitter again for cracking on Gen 8. I think if you were to ask me, I share your cautiousness, but the reason why I'm so optimistic is because if you were, and we described what kind of evolution we wanted to see in these games. And obviously, just visually, it is the comparisons to Breath of the Wild have been made. It's all cell shaded and looks
good.
very Breath of the Wild. Yeah, good. But like you look at the adventure area, and I think that was the most innovative part of Gen
The
8. And
wild
I'm like,
area, you mean?
oh, yeah, the wild area. That was the most innovative part, and it was good, but it was like it was flat, and the Pokemon just
Ugly.
kind of it was ugly. The trees were weird, and stuff just kind of popped up, and it wasn't really big enough to get you that sense of exploration. But there was a lot of good stuff there, right? Especially with like the raid layers, and you could really feel something starting to happen there. I think, right, with this, if you were to describe what you wanted to see, if you're complaining about Gen 8, I want to see a large open world that's dynamic, that's fun, where I can go on like this quest into the wilderness to go catch Pokemon. That is very, very hard to deliver. But if they do, it will be the greatest Pokemon game of all time. Like I am bracing because I know that's hard. I just can't imagine how they'll pull it off. But if they do, it will be incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot of upside here. And I think that innovations and room to explore in what is essentially an isolated area outside of the main area, like we've seen Pokemon companies not interested in changing the formula. They're the Gen 8 as far as like it is so similar to a game made 30 years ago that it's ridiculous. The the Legends titles offers maybe an opportunity to look for changes and some things that might be even able to roll back into the main series games. We'll
Yeah.
see.
I mean, talk
But
about the wild area,
you
right?
can't we can't I mean, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? This game is a
Yeah.
flop and we don't buy it. Like, okay, but we're never going to iterate. We're never going to get better. We're never going to change the system to make it more engaging, more fun if we don't start taking some swings. So, from that perspective, I'm very excited.
So it's going to launch in early 2022. Don't have an exact date on there yet. But the other interesting thing from this perspective is the time shift. This is going to be set in the ancient Sinnoh region, right? So way back in the past, it kind of has this like feudal Japan look to it, which is dope. It just looks really cool. And I think it kind of opens up. In Gen 4, I think, is that the one where that's the one where they explored the lore of like the ancient Pokemon War. And they started to just kind of like hint around the edges, and people started creating these like elaborate fan theories about how actually the Pokemon world is post-apocalyptic, and that's why there's no people around, is because there was this giant war that killed all the people, and it's Pokemon versus Pokemon. And obviously there's very little to support all that stuff in the actual canon, but it was pretty interesting. And maybe this is an opportunity to kind of like dig into that a little bit. What is the ancient past of Pokemon? Arceus, right? Sinnoh. You can kind of dig into that lore a little bit and build out this world, and you have the freedom to do it because, like you said, it's not a main series games. You can get a little bit creative with it, not just in the game design, but also the lore, which people love.
Yeah. So I'm like I said, overall, I'm excited. I'm happy this is happening, but we've got a long way to go before I'm putting my $60 down and getting my expectations up.
My highlight of my like Pokemon life is, well, actually, so the top two are for sure the day we sat down and started playing Generation 1, and we were like, oh my God, like exposed to this concept for the first time. It's incredible. And then there was, I love Gen 2. I played a little Gen 3, loved the trading card game, loved the Pokemon pinball game, love the Game Boy trading card game, like all these, the shows, the movies, right? All these things, but it never matched that level, right? Of like that first experience or that first game, right? Not just like the novelty of it, but the actual experience that delivered. And then Pokemon Go came, and I'm like, oh my god, here it is again, like bone deep. They did it. They got it. This is incredible. I love it. Let's start a podcast. Let's get tattoos. Like, let's go.
For the record, we do have tattoos.
Yeah, but we'll never say where.
We have Pokemon Go tattoos.
Hold on. For the YouTube, show them right now, Salt. Okay? All right, go check out YouTube. Find them out. That's a lie. Please don't do it. I'm afraid of needles. I think this could be, in terms of that linear progress, again, incredibly difficult to nail it. But if you're telling me I'm going to go Breath of the Wild style, climb up a mountain, see a majestic Articuno circling that mountain, summon it down, battle it, and capture it, and maybe like ride it off into the sky, like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, let's go.
I'm buying what you're selling right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things you could do. Like, it's incredibly
It's almost
difficult.
like with the open world, you could actually get some of the things that we talked about wanting from Pokemon Snap, the puzzle solving,
yes,
the adventure aspect of it. Because, you could see maybe the, there's a legendary Pokemon or, a very powerful, cool Pokemon, but you can't get to it. And you have to figure out how, with the resources and tools you have available to get that Pokemon.
With the Reggies, right? There's like this elaborate problem-solving thing.
I don't really want to see like the legendary Pokemon, because I don't think a legendary Pokemon is just like out for you to see. Maybe you could see like a Ho-Oh every once in a while in the background. But yeah, so cool. I mean, essentially, legendary Pokemon in this game should be quests.
Yes.
Mysteries.
So like you dive into like this ancient temple, but like you remember that feeling that first time you were playing Breath of the Wild and you saw one of those dragons fly through the sky and you were like, oh my god, like. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff we can do here. And I think like one of the underrated things about Breath of the Wild, because we're like, obviously shamelessly going to make comparisons here, is like, yes, there is open world. Yes, there is problem solving. Yes, there's an IP that you were familiar with laid on top of all of it. But like down to the controls and the level of interaction and the thought process and the every little detail was so well fleshed out that you could climb and then it would slippery when you would rain, and like just made traversing so interesting. It wasn't just the size, it wasn't just these superficial things that made that game great. And if this game is going to equal that, it's going to have to be like that. They're going to have to really invest in the nuts and bolts, because otherwise it's just a bigger wild area, right? Like if I can't climb, if I can't jump, if I can't, solve puzzles or do dynamic things to the environment, then it's just a big wild area. And that's cool.
Catching and battling the Pokemon doesn't make me able or open up new ways to interact with the environment.
We talked about that. What do you think what does the battling have to be for you to be engaged with it?
It can't be. I was talking to Nar about this. Is it better if the battles happen in the overworld? Absolutely. I think that is long heard at the
Which
Pokemon
is going to. That's
game.
like a promised thing. We saw that in the trailer.
But man, like imagine, if you will, that you sit there and you see, basically the enemy Onix, the wild Onix wants to fight. So you pop out one of your Pokemon and they're standing there, and then you just select from a menu what attack it does. That's so boring. That's going to get eventually Pokemon, if that was the thing, Pokemon battles would become so aggravating, and they'd be like, "Oh, this is impeding my exploring."
Well, I don't think you'll select from a menu. How about, because we know you you're in the trailer, you're walking through the world, you pop out a Pokeball, Lucario pops out. How about on that D-pad, or that A is mapped to this move, B is mapped to this move, triangle is mapped to this move, and you're issuing it commands, because like I don't think you're going to take control of the Pokemon and do the button mashing
We're gonna
that
have
way.
To figure out something.
I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, I think there's something intuitively cool about the Pokemon experience, that the Pokemon is doing the fighting, right? So, like, if you throw out your Lucario, and as long as, and this is again a huge challenge to make sure that the I don't know what to call it, AI or computer system or whatever, isn't just like stupid and like wandering off in the wrong direction and not engaging, or doesn't look good with like punching and all that combat animation stuff as well. But if like in a perfect world, I throw out that Lucario and it and I press A and it walks up to that Onix and does a power up punch, I'm into that. Like I think that's pretty cool. Like I'm issuing it commands and it's executing those commands. I learn new moves, it can learn new commands and do new things, and I think that's pretty cool.
That is we're bordering on acceptable, but it's going to have to be way more than like I'm going to need to be able to tell and direct my Lucario to change its position. Position is going to need to matter.
Yeah.
I think that we need to get to a place where the Lucario just can't use, its most powerful move. It's got to, build up its stamina meter or something like that.
Yeah.
But if it's just like Lucario do, big massive move and it does it and then it one shots the Onyx, I'm just not into it.
I just think it's going to be so tricky to make like that autonomous Pokemon so smart that it's not a frustrating experience trying to get it to
Yeah.
do what you want. Like that is going to be the hardest thing, I think, and the biggest pitfall, because it's going to be so difficult to make that. Because if you're, like you said, if you're doing that over and over again, and maybe that's not a huge part, maybe combat isn't a huge part of the game. So maybe it's not something that's super painful. Like if I don't think you're going to be battling Pokemon every 5 steps like you do maybe in the main series games. So maybe it's not going to be so difficult. Another thing I just thought of, like, I need the Pokemon to come attack me, like to feel a sense of danger. That was one of the coolest things about Breath of the Wild, like when you're wandering through the area and all of a sudden a big monster is like, I'm going to kill you right now. And you're like, oh my God. Like if I'm wandering through the world and that Onix just kind of like slithers up to me and like waits for a Pokeball to pop out, that's not fun. But if that Onix is like chasing me and my Pokemon is fainted and I've got to run or it's going to like try to eat me or crush me to death, like all of a sudden we've got a new really fun experience. And I hope they can kind of, because this is Legends, maybe it can be focused at a different audience, like they can dive into that sense of urgency a little bit more. There's just so much potential here that's so exciting, and I'm so happy that they've committed to doing something like this. That doesn't mean it'll be good, but I'm glad they're going to try. I'm so glad they're going to try.
Okay. All right, well, let's answer some other questions real quick. Chef Elf says, "What is the point of a critical catch or a rainbow in the game? Both should affect the game in some way. Increase XP, Stardust, better IV chances, something. What do you think?"
I think I'll take your. I don't know what we can do to make critical catches matter, but I'd like to make critical catches less than random, because like, what's the point? I think it'd be interesting if you got stat bonuses based on your buddy. So this is something I've been thinking about for a while. But like, let's say if you have this type, it's going to increase your critical catch. If you have this type, it's going to increase your spawns or something. To kind of like make it possible to gear towards critical catch. I like that a lot, because there's definitely times where I'm trying to catch this really high IV legendary Pokemon. I'm just like, please God, just let me get a critical catch so this can be over. If I could stat into that, that'd be wonderful. I don't really want to see anything other than that in terms of the impact of a critical catch, because it's so rare that it would almost be like, I don't know what you would do with it.
I'll take the other one. I think if there's rainbows in the game, you should get like a little like 5% Stardust bump.
Okay, but I mean,
I think that's cool.
I like it. I certainly wouldn't say no to it, but I would. It doesn't transform my experience. Like maybe.
No, I just think it'd be cool because you're like, oh, the rainbow's out. Play a little bit.
Pedro asks, what sport would be the funniest to add mandatory alcohol? I've got mine.
Boxing? No, that wouldn't be funny. That would get
be
dangerous.
sad. That would be sad. I think think it would be darts. Darts. You're on the right track. I think you think about like a high impact sport like football or basketball. You think, obviously it'd be very difficult to perform those inebriated unless you're like Wade Boggs, in which case that's just how you roll. But I think you want to see those people execute. My suggestion is golf. I think watching people get a shot of tequila at every hole, and then maybe like if they go over par, they got to drink a little more.
I don't know how you think golf works, but pretty sure drinking is mandatory during most people golfing.
Yeah. But I'm talking about professional level, like high end golf, and see, who the rock star is that can just like go full Leonard Skinner and be like, I'm trash, but I'm out here to perform. And golf is dumb anyway, so watching them fall around the course would be pretty fun for me.
Rose Diamond says, how much do you think the Pokemon Company dictates the cadence of Pokemon Go? Thinking about the Sleigh Bell Stantler being in the game code a year before we saw it, and the answer is immensely.
Yeah, they are very, and as they would be, right? It's the world's most profitable IP. It's I don't know how it works, but I do know from different reporting and stuff like that, they're very protective of their intellectual property for good reason, because it's the most valuable thing on the planet. So they are. And in some ways they're like, a little bit more freewheeling. In some ways they're just like, no.
Yeah.
And design stuff is one of them they're very careful about.
Niantic is not releasing an event Pokemon until somebody at the Pokemon Company signs that off.
I would bet on it for sure.
Yeah. So,
Gracie asks, what is your favorite cereal?
I was looking for it the other day. You remember O's?
Yeah, I love those. I told you about
Oh,
those.
so good.
I'll tell you what I like. If you're
I
just
also
gonna go
like
full,
Reese's Puffs.
yeah. If you're just gonna go full, I don't care about what happens to my body. Reese's Puffs are pretty great. And then if you're just like an idiot, Oreos makes a cereal that's pretty great. They hurt your mouth though. They are scratchy.
Josh says, "Is Shiny Ditto available in the wild now? How would that even work? What would it be like to get a Shundo Ditto?" We did have somebody actually, I think Roy, somebody who caught a shine. I
I don't
can
know.
check the email. Somebody caught a Shundo Ditto.
Ooh, how'd that not get catch of the week?
And
That's
then
pretty
because I
good.
already had somebody,
Well, yeah.
and then
What am I
he's
gonna
like, "What would
copy
you
and
call
paste
a
again?"
Shundo Ditto? Is it a Shitto?"
Yeah, it's a shitto for sure. That's just how it's pronounced. I don't know what to tell you. After
Pat
Darkrai
says,
says,
"Oh, go ahead.
what Pokemon tattoos are you getting? Join us. This is so topical.
Can he hear us?"
It's possible. What if you had to, like, they're going to hold you down, you had to get a Pokemon tattoo, what would you get? I'd obviously get a Party Hat Wurmple on my butt.
That's pretty good. I was going to say, like, maybe like the outline of a Pokeball, like just line work. That'd be pretty good.
That'd be pretty all right. Yeah, I could go for that.
But yeah, Shiny Party Hat Wurmple on my butt. That's probably going to be it.
That's
like, you could get one on the left cheek, and I'll get one on the right cheek.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But they should face out the different way so we could do that butt bunt and make them kiss, you know? Like, ha, party time.
For sure. Pat says, "Should a Golden Raspberry Curve Excellent Throw Ultra Ball be an auto catch? Because there's nothing more frustrating than that not working." Bro, we are on the same agreement.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like something annoying like a 670 Charmander. You're like, you're not better than me, Charmander.
I hate it when I just, like, there's sometimes, like, you know, it breaks out of 10 balls, and I know I should just leave at that point because I don't need this random 200 CP Bulbasaur, but I'm like, but what if it's perfect? You know, now I've got to catch it to teach it who's boss. It's really stupid.
I'm ending with this one because I have no idea what Josh is talking about. Josh says, you're at a gas station. It's dark out. The prices are sky high, and you don't know why. You see Cheetos. You eat said Cheetos. Next, you see a wild shiny sparrow. What happens next? P.S. You're wearing a green sarong, and it matches the eyes of a distant cousin.
What is happening?
This has to be from something. Can somebody please help me? What is this?
I'll tell you what. I'll be pretty happy because
you recently got Cheetos.
Because gas prices are high, and I work for an oil and gas company, so that'd be all right. And I just recently ate some Cheetos, so I'm like batting 2 for 2 right there.
Man, it's pretty much your dream.
Yeah, that's what I want.
End of show.
End of show. Good stuff, man.
Good stuff, man. I'm excited. Lots to talk about.
There was a good tranche of news today. Tranche. Well, you can find this show on YouTube, as we've been insinuating throughout the entire show. It's going to be up probably Monday.
Yeah, probably. I'll put it up tonight.
Ooh, it's fancy. Okay, so episode 231 will be on the YouTubes, and we really appreciate all you guys that check out there. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And we don't normally ask people to do stuff, but in addition to the YouTube, tell a friend. Like, pop this podcast in your local Discord or whatever, if it's not too annoying, and say, like, hey, if you're looking for a Pokemon Go podcast, maybe lure it up. Or these guys, if you just want to see some people talk about some stupid stuff.
But us, though.
But us, though. And shout that out, and share the show if you like it. We really appreciate that. That's how most people find us.
Yeah.
Tell a friend.
Thank you guys to everybody that supports us via the Patreon. Anybody that donates $1 gets access to the Discord. We do things like run the Pokemon Go Radio League. We got remote raids.
Well, we don't run it.
We don't do it,
very
obviously.
Lazy and incompetent. No. Very smart, talented people do it.
People that actually want things to happen have agreed to help us. And it's open to anybody that donates $1. So thank you to Grant, David, and Bear, all joining the Discord level there. I think I got the Discord link to you guys, but if you don't have it, just send us an email and I'll make sure that you get it.
Yeah, really appreciate that. And also thanks to Heaven, who joined the $5 donating level. And if there's a Pokemon you want us to name after you, let us know, and we will make that happen.
You can name it whatever you want.
You can name it Salt Loves Farts. We'll make that happen because... I think we've demonstrated this faithfully, we will do anything for money.
Yeah, very shameless. You can't have sold out if you never did not sell out.
Yeah. Someday, Salt, we'll get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's our ultimate goal to sell out.
That's the dream. Come at us.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I'm ready to go.
I was gonna say, we got new shows coming out every single Monday.
And in the meantime, go freaking catch them all.
Oh, here it goes again.
What's that? Nothing.
Nah,
Can you make it stop?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I don't know. We're just going to have to listen to that twice.
Also, I'm pretty sure my volume is doing that thing again.
Where it's just very loud?
Yeah, pretty sure
I'm
very
sure
loud.
It is. Your waves are gigantic. It's
you're
like
gonna have to make me quiet again.
It's like that ocean planet from Inception. And you're like a dead scientist just woofing around. Have you not seen Inception? Nope. Interstellar.
There we go.
Whatever. It's basically the same. What is going on with what's his nuts? You know?
Matthew McConaughey or
Nah, the director. Christopher Nolan. I think he might have jumped the shark with Tenet, you know? Yeah. I'm not seeing that. It's just like, come back to Earth, my dude.
Yeah. Make another movie where the characters can understand each other and I can understand them.
You're like, what are they saying? I don't understand this. Is that the point? Is that the twist, Christopher? What is happening? But I just need that Hans Zimmer. You know? Do it with me. There it is. That's good audio. Louder. That's good audio quality.